Hi friends, today we are going to see about Kubernetes and introduction and some basics of Kubernetes, and we are going to see how to install Kubernetes. We need a Linux system. So if you are want to see how to set up your lab environment into your laptop or desktop, just follow the below another video link to set up the Linux environment to work on your lab. Kubernetes. Kubernetes is nothing but container orchestration tool. Okay, container is nothing but virtualization of operating system. If you heard about Docker, Docker is a software for container. Basically, you create one Docker, two Docker, or three Docker, or container, four Docker, 10 Docker, 100 containers. Okay, so now we have to manage all the 100 containers manually. If one container goes down, then we need to manually bring the bring up the container. What is inside the container? Basically our application. So 100 applications, 200 applications, we need scalability, we need deployment, everything. Basically this container environment is highly used by microservices applications, which is nothing but one or more applications are being deployed into multiple containers. Kubernetes is designed to manage the applications built within the container across the clustered environments. Kubernetes creates the cluster. It helps the container application for deployment and scaling. Okay. Kubernetes platform helps customer for automating the deployment, scaling, and operations of application containers across the clusters of hosts. Host is nothing but your physical machine. All your physical machine running containers, Kubernetes can able to manage them, providing the container centric infrastructure. Okay, it was originally designed by Google. Google has designed it. It has many features, especially application running in production, like service naming and discovery, load balancing, application health checking, horizontal auto scaling, and rolling updates. So basically, Kubernetes is container orchestrating. It helps in high availability, scalability operations of the containers. Yeah, that is why Kubernetes is very important when we running the production workload on the containers. Okay, I hope it's very clear. Now we will move on to the container orchestration engine in high level, how it will look like. We have a physical machine, which is nothing but our host. On top of the physical machine, we always have the VMs. So it can be one VM or it can be multiple VMs on top of the physical machine. Now we will install the operating system on top of virtual machine. Then we will install the Dockers, nothing but the containers, and we will deploy the application on top of the Docker. But whereas in Kubernetes, we are going to make a cluster. So we're going to have two VM as one cluster or three VM as another cluster. So we're going to create a cluster group, and on top of the cluster group we are going to make the application deployed onto the container. So you can see now what happens if your VM get failed, one VM get failed, still the another VM which is part of the same cluster can help your applications to run. So who manages all this is nothing but your orchestration engine, which is your Kubernetes, going to manage your applications and clusters. So I hope now we understand why Kubernetes is very important, because if we use Docker, then we should find out our own solution for a cluster method. But whereas in Kubernetes, it combines the physical hardware, virtual machine, and creates the cluster for our applications, which is very prompt for running the production workloads. I hope now I move on to basic architecture. So now Kubernetes have a Kubernetes master, and it controls the nodes, nothing but your compute physical machine or host. It control, and on top of the host we have the pods. The pods are nothing but a kind of containers. So it's Kubernetes stuff. That's why a pod is a collection of one or more containers. Okay, a pod can be it is actually the boundary, virtual or logical boundary for your containers. It creates the logical boundary for one container to another container. It creates the logical boundary. Okay, So a pod with two containers, it creates one boundary. A pod with three containers creates another boundary. But uh, a pod can have one or more containers, but we run the application on pods in Kubernetes, which is on top of node 1, and node 2 are controlled by Kubernetes master. So in Kubernetes we can use CLI, command line interface, or we can use UI. If you are want to be in good interactive mode and you like UI, there's a UI available for Kubernetes. What is the master contains? The Kubernetes master have API server, scheduler, controller, and ECTD. So this is nothing but Linux configuration, open source tool. And this this interaction between your CLI and Kubernetes master going to happen by APIs, and all interaction, and scheduler going to schedule any kind of activities within the clusters, and controller is basically it's controlling all the nodes and parts. So then there is something called image registry. It is also there in the container environment, container registry. This will have the no images files for this parts. Now now we understand this as a basic infrastructure. You have a Kubernetes master with the CLI, and you can connect to UI. The Kubernetes master going to control the nodes and pods. Okay, and what is a pod? Again, it's a collection of one or more containers. I hope it's clear. Now we are going for the installation. We understand the basic Kubernetes architecture and why we use Kubernetes, why it is important. Now installation, we are going to install three key components for Kubernetes. One is Kubernetes admin, which is going to administrate the Kubernetes. Another one is Kubernetes CTL, which is nothing but command line interface, command lines. And another one is kubelet. Kubelet is nothing but the agent. As you see, the master, Kubernetes master server. In each node, we need a agent, Kubernetes agent, to communicate to the master. And we always need Docker to be installed in all nodes, master and workers. The workers are nothing but the nodes, and one node we are going to have as a master. Okay, master node going to control all the other nodes, which are going to be workers. Other than master, everything going to be worker. And Docker is the actual container software. What Kubernetes is going to do is going to manage the Docker. So we need to have Docker installed on all the machines. And we're going to simulate, we're going to have three systems, three host physical machines, cube1, cube2, cube3. One going to be the master, other two going to be the nodes. Okay, so just for the role, so all three are going to have the same set of tools installed, but one key difference here is the cube one going to the master going to have the, when any pod is created, master going to handle it, give the network IP whatever it is required. Okay, then we are going to install it on Ubuntu 0.24 04, which is the latest Ubuntu available for the installation, and we are going to run all the commands in the root. Okay, we while executing these commands, I will explain one by one what these commands going to do. Then this is for all the servers. Okay, then we are going to set up the master node, which is cube01 in our example, with the cube admin command, with the tool. We are going to install cube admin tool. Then with the help of that, we are going to install this one, and we are going to make some configurations as an admin to make uh, to make use of the cluster. Then we are going to initialize our master successfully. Once your master is successful, now you can create other nodes. Okay, so before that we need to also use the network plugin, because other each node or each parts needs its own IP address. So we are going to apply the network plugin to the Kubernetes master using the kubectl. Then all the other nodes now can able to join the cluster which is created by the master. So master will create the cluster. Now all the node will going to join the cluster, and we going to see what are the nodes is part of the cluster. This is on the high level. We will go for the first step of installing the three components. Okay, so I have connected the I am going to take the putty and I am going to take the Linux machine in the putty. It is just I am going to take the SSH of it. This video I have provided in the below link. You can go and check how you can set up your own Linux environment for your practice. The same machine I also have Jenkins and other tools, but it's fine. It's going to be our practice. Now I am into the Linux. I am going to install the three major components. So I have the commands in the notepad so that I can avoid the spaces. So if you see sudo apt get update is just to update the package repository in the Ubuntu Linux, and this command is to install the apt transport HTTPS curl, because we're going to fetch the package from the Google for basically the Kubernetes package. So this and will run the two commands together. Basically, these are two commands. I am running the two commands in the same line. We are using sudo because it is a super user mode, but we should, as I said before, we should run this as a root. Okay, so I will again I am running as so using sudo, but we can either you can use sudo or you can use as a root. If you are in the root mode, then you no need to use sudo. You can directly just give the command. So when I given the sudo, it is asking for my root password. I gave the root password. Then my installation starts. Now this command going to just update my repository and going to install this apt-get curl. Okay. Now I could see it has updated my thing, and it will also set up the apt-get https. Okay, you can see here, right? Then I am going to curl the package from the curl is just to fetch the package from the Google site. So you can see it is okay. Now the package is fetched. The next command is to just add this. So these three are same command. I'm going to cat this file. I'm going to add the source list. etc apt is our library. I'm going to add this line into the library. So either if you are good with VI editor, you can directly add with VI editor or nano editor. So it is end of. Now I have added this line. Now if I cat and check this file source list, I can see this Kubernetes HTTP apt Kubernetes IO. So Kubernetes link is added. Now once I added the link, again I need to update my repository so that this from the source list it gets this Kubernetes link get added package added to the Ubuntu repository. So you can see, if you can see here, already I did the same in the Jenkins video as well to fetch the Jenkins package. Now you can see package.google.com apt Kubernetes package is getting fetched. Okay, so this is fine. This is just saying is you have multiple packages for Jenkins. This is not the error of Kubernetes. Now I'm going to install the three utilities which we discussed. One is the agent, other one is the Kubernetes admin, other one is the Kubernetes command line CTL. So I'm going to install all three in one single command apt get install, and -y is just to avoid asking yes 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 in the installation. So this switch case is used. So I'm going to install all three in one command. So this basically, before going into this, you have to install the Docker into your machine. But I already have a Docker. Just I want to check another session. Just I will check whether Docker has been installed. So to check Docker has been installed, you need to use Docker -v to see the version. So I can see the Docker version has been Docker is already installed. If your system doesn't have Docker, then you can give sudo apt get install, or in latest you can also use apt install Docker or Docker. It will try to install the Docker into your machine. Okay, and you can Docker status whether Docker is running or not. Okay, so that is fine. So I can see Docker is installed. Okay, and my operating system, if you want to check the operating system, it is etc OS release, so which is 20.04, right? You can also set up the same, the latest one. So you can also see that this machine I already been used, all the packages has been installed successfully. Now we are going to apt mark hold. We don't want a system to automatically upgrade or install the software again. So we are just telling to the library apt to mark this as a hold, all these three to set hold. So without our knowledge, no, it's not going to be automatically update next time. It is just holding. We are putting it in the hold. Then we have installed this. No, we have installed this. This should be installed in the nodes. Now we are going to set up the master node. So, you installed whatever is required for the node. Now we're going to set up the master node as we see here. Okay. So Q01 going to master node. We are going to give the IP address range. This IP address range is required because whatever pods going to be created, this will take this pod network CIDR from this range. Okay, so my system's range, you have to check your system's range 43 dots. So you just give the network. So we are giving cube admin init. When pod is initiated, you try to give this network range. So once we set it up, so now just we will try to kill this terminal. We will take a new terminal because just now all the packages got installed. Take a new package and take duplicate session. So I'm just changing the IP address 43. The range is 43. So it is giving error using Kubernetes version running to see the stock of trace. Warning, you cannot validate the component configured in the apt proxy. So it uses some proxy. We need to ensure we are not running any no this proxy over here. So when we try to read the error message, it says the CPU is 1 less than the required 2. So it's the requirement of CPU. We should have two CPUs, and then we should also see this requirement of swap not supported and disable the swap. So I will try to put the command to disable the swap. So sudo swap off. So we are trying to reduce the swap memory. CPU, I can add the CPU. So I am just using the Oracle VirtualBox, and when I go to the settings, I can add one more virtual CPU to it. Okay, it will come in the system processor. So here I can make two CPUs instead of one. This I need to power off the system. Let's see what I know. Just off the SPAP, and then I will let SPAP get off, and I will try to run it. These are just the warnings. It's not a big deal. The Kubernetes has been initiated. It is also saying couldn't create the interface talking to the runtime. Docker is required. Docker executable file path is not found. Okay, so here I'm going to check again whether my Docker is installed. So my Docker is installed. There is two requirement. One is the Docker. So let me try to check the Docker status and reinstall the Docker. And also I will change it this CPU to two CPUs. Right now I will check the Docker. I'm not skipping any of the error message so that you will also come to know what are the troubleshooting I am going to do instead of just shooting it. So I am going to remove the Docker from the system. Maybe it's the old Docker I am using. So it seems these packages has been not installed. Just now I am going to update my packages again, since if you remove anything or if you add anything, it's better you update your apt library so that the packages will be removed or added whenever you add or scan your repository, this package repository I mean. Now I will try to do the curl and fetch the Docker package. This will also now ensures how to install the Docker. This is the prerequisite for running the Kubernetes, because Kubernetes is just going to manage your Docker containers. Okay. So now I'm going to run curl the package. It is the same way how we did it for Kubernetes. Now now it says OK. Then sudo apt get install. This is going to add the into the repository. So we are now seeing how to install the Docker. Basically the installation of Docker. In the same tutorial we are now seeing the Docker installation as well, since I had an issue that Docker is not running, my Kubernetes is not starting. So yeah, now I will try to get the stable version of Docker. So this basically give you the step-by-step process. I also put these links into the description. You can able to try it out yourself by copy and pasting this commands, and if you have any doubts you can just check yourself or you can comment it over here. I can able to help you out. Now I am in the repository I am just adding the now these errors are just Jenkins error. For you there's no errors on the Docker packages right now. I am going to update it and I am going to install it. Okay, I am also going to install three components in Docker, so which is Docker CE, Docker CE CLI, and Containers IO, or you can install just Docker IO, Docker IO. So Docker certificate and Docker CLI and Containers IO. So it is asking yes. If you give -y, it won't ask yes over here. Basically now it is installing the Docker file. Then we will try to check the Docker is running. We need to set no even this the systemctl, the Docker needs to be running even is restarted, because we are going to increase the CPU. Docker has been installed now, and I have the previous screen also open that we tried to remove the swap, and I have the command here. Now we will just try to check the status of the Docker. So if you see now the Docker seems to be running. Now we can check in the sudo service Docker status. So the Docker is active and running, right? So now we will proceed to our Kubernetes setup again. So we need to use kubeadm admin to add init the pods network CIDR version. Now you can see using here running the pre-check, and one more error is the user is not running as a root. So I will try to run as a root sudo su. So just I will copy. Now it is checking for the pre-check. Again it says it's Docker CS group. It's just a warning, that is fine. The number of CPUs less than one. If you so we need to now just try to set it Docker the system D. We need to set up the Docker in C group driver, and we need to have one CPU. So I'm just going to exit this and make the CPU as 2. So I am not skipping any steps. As I said, you will also, if you face any of these issues, you can able to try to troubleshoot it. Now I am just going to shut down this machine. It is nothing but, so there is an option to save this machine as well, or you can pause this machine, reset this machine, shut down this machine. So I am going to shut down this machine. After the shutdown, we will go to this Oracle VirtualBox. Then we will go to settings. So the minimum requirement is system processor 2. I have 4 CPUs in my system, so I am allocating 2 to this. Now again I am starting this mission. So this helps helps you as well to see what issues I am facing, and I am trying to troubleshoot it and fix these issues. If you try to do a setup on yourself and you try to practice Kubernetes, if you face one or other issues of this, now you will come to know that what should be the prerequisites and how to run the swap offs or CPU. So since it's a virtual CPU, definitely if your CPU is less than that, also you can able to give 2 CPUs. If you are trying it in any of the cloud, we will see in the cloud in the later thing. But right now this is how to have our local. You take SSH of it, Linux is no very. The machine is back with 2 CPUs. This is just my username and password because I am using this machine for blockchain as well. So I kept the username as blockchain. So I'm going to take the IP address. So we don't need this VirtualBox section anymore because now we are connected to SSH. Let's just try to use the system, this cube ADM init right now. Let's see. Try to run it in the root mode. Now it will check for the pre-check again, and we will see what kind of warning it is giving. Now I think its CPU warning is not coming. Now it is coming on the swap. So I'm going to shut down the swap. I no need of sudo to run it. So it is giving a error of no this driver. I have tried to made a fix and then try to run it. So here it is saying CFS group as Docker group driver. The recommended driver is systemd CTL is required. So I have tried to get a warning message of it, and I found there is an we need to change the default driver as systemd so that this can be fixed. I have just googled it and tried to the Kubernetes site. I found this one. I will just try to paste this as well in the description so that so let's see if it's fixed. Now you can also perform this action for her using configuration images tool. Let's see it is what error it is going to give now. So it is suggested as to go into this link. So it is suggested as to go into this link. Let us actually I have taken it from this link. So if you see here, I found some of the important Kubernetes settings where I found to set the drive native C group driver as system D. This is what I have tried. I think this is also refers to the same site. So yeah, so we have done it. Let's see, it tries to pull the image. I just pull. It is saying you can also try to pull the image with this command. This may take a minute or two depending on the speed of the internet. Guys, now I can see that command is completed, but there are some errors in the log which we can look at it. Has created the pod in this Kubernetes manifest. Unfortunately, the error has occurred timed out waiting condition. The error kubelet is not running. Kubelet is nothing but the agent. Kubelet is not running is unhealthy due to the misconfiguration of the node in the same way. So they suggest the kube this systemctl status will tell the kubelet is running or not. So it seems to be active and running. So we will try to I will just capture these commands as well. The next one they suggest to run is the journal CTL. You can end it by giving Control C. Then you can copy paste the journal CTL XRC kubelet. So this will give some output. In this error, it is saying blockchain. No, blockchain is my VM name. This operating system name not found. Event manager failed to. So it is not able to identify this node because the agent is not running kubelet. Now I think you understand what kubelet means. And here I can see runtime network not ready, network uh, ready false, and there is reason network plugin, no network plugin. So this is the reason we are going to install the network plugin. So I hope it gives us some insights. Then they also suggest us here there is an example container for so we can see the docker ps command if anything is running or docker logs. So you can get these commands when you face the issues. Definitely it will suggest what command to run. If you're not facing issue, then it's good. So I can see grub cube, basically docker process is all, and in that grub is just searching which starts with cube. So here I can see cube system no. So basically this is the name, or this is the id, this is the name. K8s is nothing but Kubernetes. K8s, I can see API server, scheduler, ECD, and controller. These four we have discussed as master server. So now, right now, my master node is ready. I can see all four all four service which we discussed is working. Okay. Now let's move on to the installing the network platform. There is one more command which they suggest us to check the docker logs. Now all this master node has all these four dockers has been installed in the master node. So here so if you have any specific log you want to see, you have to take the docker logs container id. it will give the logs. Basically there is no logs for this container. So you understand this one, right? We to fix the issue. So now I have restarted the Docker and let us try to run this kube admin init command. This actually starts our master server in the network. Now we can see there are there any init. Okay, Kubernetes version running pre-check error fatal errors. If you want if so it's already run it, right? So we are not facing, yeah, we are again facing this could not validate. There's a new error. It's not error, it's actually a warning, but it's good to check what is this warning is for. Let me check this warning in the Google again. So it's a lot more issues and lot more troubleshooting as a first time. Okay, that's why I'm trying to give you a final solution. So how to resolve it. So it's like I am also doing it for first time, and I did it in the cloud, but here I am doing it for first time, and there is some issues we are reading. So I have found to take some troubleshooting to run kube init and check what is the error first. Guys, I think I have made little mess and I'm struggling, so I found a new command called reset. So I'm going to reset my. So if you guys also face an issue with this kube admin init, then try to reset the kube admin. And then I'm going to set this tab as the false every time. Just I try to do it before because it has in the no in the manually I did it by command. If we do it via this one, if we add it in the file, then every time it is not. I am facing issues to add. Let me try to go to the file. I'm going to use the VI editor. First, I'm going to add the environment to set false. Escape I as the insert mode. I'm just going to add in the last line. I have it in my notepad. I'm going to add this one. Then escape colon WQ save and quit. Now, since we added to the file, we need to reload the demo. Then we need to reload the kubelet, which is the agent. So once we restart, we need to use kubelet. Let's see. So we have started the kubelet again. I am facing this warning again. Cannot validate the component configuration API groups. Let's see. It pulls the images again, the Docker images again for the master server. Now if you see, finally it has been installed. So you can see Kubernetes, your Kubernetes control panel has been successfully initiated.